Well, my experience of the hospice goes back many years when I went there to visit a friend of my late mother's, with trepidation, I'll be honest. I walked in and Mum's friend was in bed, and the first thing she did was smile at us and ask us how we were, and then within minutes a nurse came over and said, "Would you like a drink?" And the whole atmosphere was wonderful. And that was very good for me, because then later, 30 years on, my father was cared for in the hospice for the last days of his life. So I didn't have the same trepidation, because I knew it was a place where, as we often say, tears and laughter go hand in hand. So that was a wonderful experience, and I don't think I will ever forget just how much wonderful care he had. It was for a short while, but he'd had a lot of care before he went in there from the staff as well at home, who supported both him and my mother. And it was just a lovely feeling to know that they'd given him such wonderful care, and it was something that helped us in the months after his death to know that he had a peaceful, dignified death. So, a couple of years after Dad died, I was approached by a friend whose mother I knew very well. She was also cared for here, and that's left me with wonderful memories, because we used to have fun times when I visited her. And they were forming a new charity, the Friends of Cynthia Spencer Hospice, and she asked me would I be interested. Well, I didn't hesitate, I just said yes. So I was there for the launch, and that was, as I said, 30 years ago. I've been the chairman, I'm not sure for how long actually, but it's a few years, it's probably about 15. And it's been my absolute pleasure to give something back to the hospice by way of visiting. We do visits, I do visits, I've done chaplaincy, and just raising money and helping. That's the most important thing, because without the wonderful nursing team there, we wouldn't have that care. So that's why it's really so important. So the hospice does have fond memories, mixed emotions and sadness, but it's a wonderful pot to have. The care that my father received was incredible, and as I said, a great comfort to us all. And we have a wonderful hospice here, and after some years it made me think, as I got a bit older, that I would want my support, not just in fundraising and visiting and everything else, to happen when I'd gone. And the only way I could do that was through my will. And it wasn't a difficult decision, it was so easy to know that I could support the hospice in this way. And it doesn't matter how much you leave, if everybody said, oh, here's a bit, it would just come together and be such a reward, because one thing we want is this wonderful caring place to continue to support the people in Northampton.